If we're talking about shrewd signing, if we're talking about astute, smart, data-driven signing, then Milos Kerkez should be one that should be added to the list for Liverpool. If we're talking about signings that have changed the trajectory of a club from just being average to being one of the biggest, if not the best in the world, then I think that Milos Kerkez should be added to this. Reason being, because Liverpool have already done it. They've already done this multiple times. How can we say that? Mohamed Salah was bought for 30 odd million pounds from Roma. Another one, Sadio Mane, another legend, bought from Southampton for just over 30 odd million pounds. Gini Wijnaldum was bought for at least 20, 27 in the 20s million pounds from Newcastle. And these players have gone on to change the trajectory of Liverpool that have garnered success, trophies after trophies, Champions League win, Premier League titles. But we've not been so excited about the Milos Kerkez. Why? Because he's not $100 million signing like Florian Wirtz. There are three key points that I really want to discuss in terms of how we look at Milos Kerkez and what the impact he will have for Liverpool going into next season. So by acquiring one of Europe's most talented left backs, particularly this season, Liverpool has just made a statement. With intentions, the 20-year-old joins from Bournemouth that he joined in 23-24. But this deal not only suggests that it's just squad depth, because it's more than squad depth. It means that Arne Slot's ideas are coming to life. Now, what does Kerkez contribute to Liverpool then? What the strategy or the role of which he plays? And what does this transfer merely mean to what is about to happen down the line? Let's break it down with the three key points that I'm going to talk about right now. The first key point I want to speak about is the long-term solution and tactical evolution at the left back position. Milos Kerkez really, based on commentary, based on the eye test, is one of Europe's most talented, dynamic, modern-day fullbacks that we've seen this season so far. Not only in terms of his attacking threat, because the modern day fullback is supposed to be attacking, but his defensive transitions is something that needs to be discussed. Really, because with Andy Robertson and his regression, stalwart of Liverpool, legend of Liverpool, we will always remember Andy Robertson and what he has done, leading us to the stage that we're in right now, from the Klopp era into the Slot era. How quick and dynamic Andy Robertson in terms of his passes, in terms of defensive awareness, in terms of his grit, his determination, in terms of his also not just that, just attacking as well in terms of his crosses, having a record-breaking season with Trent Alexander-Arnold in 2018, 2019. But the truth is, his approach and his work rate has regressed, and no fault of his, because father time has kicked in. And so with the regression of that, Kerkez offers a more long-term solution for Liverpool at the left back position. And I think based on how Kerkez plays, it's very aggressive. It's very high octane. It's Andy Roberts 2.0, not in terms of his high press, in terms of his quick recovery, in terms of willingness to join the attack as well. It aligns perfectly with how Arne Slot wants to play. So the second key point I want to talk about is an enhanced squad depth and internal competition. Now, if we know about internal competition at the left back position, there hasn't really been one. Kirk's arrival significantly improves that. Why? Because of what has happened. Costas Tsimikas was signed in 2021 to compete with Andy Robertson for his signature. Unfortunately, he was just a backup. And now it has gone right now into what Andy Robertson, because with Kirk's arrival, he will now provide as backup. Costas Tsimikas wasn't really one that will be challenging the left back position, but really just to deputize, just in case Andy Robertson is tired or there's an injury or there's squad rotation in terms of how significant a cup run is or how early a cup run is. But I think with Kerkez coming in, clearly his presence will prove that he's not here to play second fiddle, but more so to be a proper fullback and starting fullback for Liverpool. So, why is this crucial? Internal competition helps to grow what you need in a club. Internal competition assesses where you are, not only in terms of squad depth, but also where you are in terms of competition wise. Is your fullback one top five, top 10 in the league? Is your fullback able to maintain the high levels against a Mohamed Salah in training so that he'll be transitioned into a Bakaya Saka on the field? And so having multiple options, more than two, probably three, we're seeing that Andy Robertson is about to leave based on what the transfers are saying with Atletico Madrid. Costa Simicas might be leaving if Andy Robertson is leaving, but it does provide tactical flexibility, something that needs to be addressed as to how Liverpool needs to have flexibility and adaptability at their left fullback position. And I think Kerkez provides that. I think Kerkez offers more in terms of his not just tactical awareness or tactical ability or flexibility, but in terms of skill position. I think he's able to be more of an all-rounder. Yes, he can play and bomb down the left wing, but he also can play inverted if Arne Slot needs him to play that position. So I think that also is very, very vital and important to what Liverpool and what Arne Slot is looking for in their left back. So the third point would be youthful energy and alignment with Slot's vision. Bringing in Kirkes, it not only shows youthful energy and ambition, but it also shows a growth in mindset. No, if you are Milos Kerkez and Liverpool is looking to sign you, it goes to show that one, that you are of age in terms of mentally, not just, age wise, but mentally, and where you are mature wise. Because youthful energy now brings in that change in era, that changing of the guards, so to speak, as I've mentioned in multiple videos before, because I believe this is what is happening with that youthful energy. A 20-year-old like Curtis is eager to prove himself, but also prove himself to develop into a better fullback, to develop into a better all-round footballer. And I think with the player development, with how Arne Slot communicates his information, communicates tactically what he needs each player to do on the pitch against whoever the opposition may be, whether in the Premier League or the Champions League or in the Cup. He wants his players to adapt and be flexible as much as possible. Because yes, you should be, as a fullback, you should be defensive. The first thing that you should be is defensively aware of your surroundings. That's the most important thing. But I think with Arne Slot, he wants his players to express themselves in a variety of ways. No one is supposed to be playing like Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is supposed to be playing like Mohamed Salah. Ryan Gravenberch should not be playing like Alex McAllister, neither or vice versa. What I think that Arne Slot is looking for is just adding that expressive way of football into his attacking philosophy. And mind you, again, with Milos Kerkez and how he plays, I think that his way of expressing his football, expressing the way how he rolls and how he plays and how he wants to adapt on the pitch and also thinking where he needs to be. I think that also plays a vital role into how Arne Slot wants each fullback, particularly Kerkez, to play. Because again, it only goes to show his development as a footballer. And I think that right there is the mindset of a great manager and a great organization in Liverpool. So Liverpool's transfer target, Milos Kerkez, is not just a routine transfer. Let's just get that out of the way. It represents a bold statement from the club stating that we are here to stay, that the direction of Liverpool is most important with who is steering it. And that falls onto the manager. But it also falls under the organization in Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. But most importantly, because in cricket, Liverpool are not just invested in just the raw talent, in not just the skill, in not just the athleticism, but it's also embracing possibly, and I believe, a new tactical evolution into what Liverpool will be and how the squad rejuvenation will happen. Mind you, Trent Alexander-Arnold has transferred to Real Madrid. Andy Robertson is linked with Atletico Madrid to leave. Darwin Nunes is on his way out. there is a trimming of what the squad quality is going to be like. And I believe the blend of youthful exuberance with the technical ability, with the relentless drive to become a catalyst in the reimagined Liverpool under the slot era is going to be one that balances not only tradition, but I believe it's also going to be innovation. So, as the club transitions, and I believe that they are, with Andrew Robertson, who is a club legend, that Robertson era, and now begin to adapt to the slot dynamic philosophy. Kirk's development and integration will become a key litmus test for Liverpool's ambitions. Are they content to maintain the status quo? Are they ready to redefine themselves as one of the great or be a greater club than what they are right now in terms of being the forefront of modern football? Because I believe this is what it is. But the answer really rests on the shoulders of a young fullback who I believe whose journey at Liverpool could inspire a new generation of footballers to come. So, guys, let me know. Till next time, guys. Peace.